Hello there, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the notifications button there, the little bell, so it makes, just ensures you get a notification every time I put a video up. If there's anything in particular you'd like to see me tackle, please leave a comment below and I'll see what I can do. Thank you so much. Enjoy this video of Callington Mill in Tasmania. Welcome to my new demo of Callington Mill in Tassie, in Oatlands, Tasmania. Last time I visited it was still working, but it's not operational anymore, which is kind of sad. But no, went there, drove past yesterday, took a couple of photos. I painted it a fair bit before, then I think there's a demo on here of an old one, but that was a bright sunny day with long big shadows. I just want to do something quite subdued now, a grey day, some nice little bits of light in the background. I'll show you the reference photo. The reference photos here, and as you can see, there's not much there. It's just a nice shape. It's always a nice shape to paint. We'll get stuck in. Our palette I want to use in this one's predominantly grey, you know, lots of greys. We want to make it a nice moody sort of day, but I also want to make sure I capture a bit of light and a bit of warm light that was glowing in the background on the day itself, yesterday in fact. Now I'm just going to use a little bit of this Jeune colour, the Jeune Brilliant, the Holbein colour. It's just like a creamy yellow, but if you use it quite sparingly, it adds a nice little bit. So you can see it's quite strong. I'll put a tiny bit of Australian red gold with this, just to yellow it up a little. Yeah, just trying to get some nice stuff going on here. Nice washes. Once again, I don't really care too much about cutting around things. I'm just wanting to get this creaminess in there. Oh, you can hear Henry in the background screaming. It's unusual. Nope, not at all. Alright, so there's that bit of warmth going all the way across there, which is nice. Now, some greys. When I get the technology, I will endeavour to show you my palette as well. Sometimes it can be helpful, but having said that, I don't really want to get too bogged down in colours. I know it's a bit trendy to say, don't talk about your colours, blah blah, look at the tone, but it's true, it's absolutely true. I've had people get very upset at me in workshops for not talking about specific names on the tubes. Now, this can be quite sort of confronting because it takes away some of your control, because if you think, oh well, now I know, at least I know now what tube I've got to pick up, what colour, then you kind of lose a bit of the point of what it's about. So the point is about colour temperature and tone. I don't care what colour it is, as long as you're picking up the right tonality, then everything will be alright. And then people see it as being obtuse or being unhelpful, and it couldn't be further from the truth. It's the absolute opposite to that. It's more helpful to try and get into that way of thinking the quicker you can. Think, what does it need? Nice cool colour, we're making greys, and you know, the truth is half the stuff that I mix is on the palette in the corners and all that sort of stuff. So I'll give you general ideas about what I'm using, but there's not going to be anything concrete, because it's impossible to kind of tell you. And I think most watercolorists are working like that because it, or should be working like that because because realistically it's how it is. You want to, like right now I wanted some nice warmth in the background and some nice greys. Now I've picked up probably 12 different colours because they're all mixed up in the corner of my palette to get your greys and little green bits and all that. So there's, you know, method to the madness. Just try and jump on board. A couple of soft clouds here and there. I want to make them a little bit stronger. That's probably about it for the sky. And we'll just continue this wash down. Not much else to it. Sorry about the noise. Just having a look at that sky while it's drying. Yeah, that'll be nice. Alright, so bit of warmth. Under here because these are all these little hedges and things are going to have a nice glow to them. You know, I'm just going to change brushes from this little Art Spectrum brush to big Art Spectrum brush, bigger version of the same thing. It's a synthetic mop. I just want to down into here, just touch a couple of those bits to bring the wash down. Now I'm going in. This is really just cleaning up the palette of whatever's there. Ooh, nice and cool, isn't it? Just warm that up a bit. Purple. This is essentially just the road surface, so I don't want to make too much of this. But I want it to be strong enough and I want it to lead us in. And I think it's not quite strong enough in the front tonally. So it's a bit of neutral tint. It will fade off. It looks very hectic just there, but it will fade off as it goes down, as it dries, sorry. And I'm just getting a few more of those little runs. That's it for the first step. We'll let that dry. First thing I want to do, I'm just going to move over a bit. Sorry about the shaky. Now, going to mix up nice warm colour. I want the building to take on a bit of a silhouette. It's a grey day with not much going on. There won't be much in the way of shadows or anything like that, but I want it to be a nice shape. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, quick, confident strokes. You know, that's the thing, like Joseph Spukvich always says that if, you know, like I think if you can do what you need to do in less than one stroke, you're laughing. And it's true. It's just got that cleanliness, that energy to it. You know, make the single stroke, use your brush, and just correct it a bit if you need to. You know. That's got way more energy than if I'd sat there and, you know, colouring in and, you know, hitting it with the brush for a million times. It's just silly doing that. Now, this darkness under the awning, so the main section of the building, I suppose, there's some white, you know, pillars and things, which I'm gonna try my best to take care of in a negative fashion by painting negatively, but there'll be a few little bits where I might have to get back a couple of highlights or whatnot. But already that's not too bad. I just want to make it a bit stronger. Under there as well. Don't want it to be so clean and tidy, you know. Cool. Nice. That's gonna look alright. Yeah, it's gonna go into this neutral tint, and I've got the Art Spectrum neutral tint at the moment, and it's really quite black. I'm not used to it a whole bunch, but I just want to drop it in and around and just let it do its thing. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm going to go into the windmill now, just the shape of that windmill. Get some similar colouring, you know, just keep it all once again, just confident, just let them go. Let the brush fly. Let it dance around so it connects into everything, and you'll have much better results. Even though the top of this windmill is white in essence, I'm just going to paint it with a bit of a greeny, turquoisey kind of hue. And just take your time getting that dome a little bit symmetrical. It's always tricky. Not a great job, but that's okay. Looks like an ice cream. Fix that. Looking like an ice cream ordinarily wouldn't bother me, but when you're talking about a dome, right, cool, nice. Alright, cool. We get some nice little buildings in there. Some nice shadowing. Now it's all just connecting. This is all just connecting the shapes up. Okay, is that better? I think I would have had like a bit of an earth hum the whole way through that first half. I'm sorry about that. I've just looked up and realised for some reason the power cord to the camera causes a bit of an earth hum in this room, but hopefully it's all okay now. Shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, just carrying on with some buildings and shapes. These are all little shapes. I think this bit that I'm painting here is just it's like a tree or something. It's part of a kid's playground, I think. But that's fine. That's just over in the distance. And just taking care of any little things that are gonna come back and give me a bit of grief. Sort of capture that difference between the dome and the main part of the actual windmill. So some good old darks. Alright, so I'm going to push a couple of things back here. So get into some funky grey kind of colours. Still warm, I want them warm greys. Now I've just got the brush and I'm just making it dance around so it leaves some random kind of marks. Same with, you know, using the end of it. Now that part there, it's just the shape of that looks a bit funny. I like this part. I'm just going to blot that out a bit so it dulls off. Get the tissue. That'll be better. Yep, cool. Now this tree that's in the background, behind the building on this side, I'm going to make it a bit stronger, a bit darker. So I don't want to push it back so far. Yeah, it's a bit too strong probably. Keep just wiping the excess moisture off my brush on the sponge, which helps a lot because you can control the amount of moisture that's in there, and therefore control the strength of your watercolour and what you're painting. So add a little bit of warmth in there. It's a bit too cool. Not too much, and be careful to leave those highlights and things on the edge of the roof. They do help. Okay. And the very last thing we'll do in this step, that's all looking okay. Yeah, cool. Is I grabbed that big Art Spectrum French watercolour brush, and quite cool. It's all this warmth here, so it's basically a big hedge that runs across. It does cut the picture off somewhat, but I think it'll be nice if I just keep it real simple, real abstract. So one big brush stroke, straight across, same again, and just tidy things up a little bit. Not strong enough, we'll go stronger. And where we will go really strong with this is just at the base of it. Quite thick, quite dark. Those posts in as well. And that thick dark paint here, it's just going to anchor those points to the bottom, to the ground, and just add a bit of extra depth there. Yeah, it's got to be dark, quite dark. Here we go. It's looking nice and strong. While it's wet, I'm just going to put a nice dark running down into it and hopefully capture some of that watercolor magic that goes on. Excuse me for my hoarseness. Yeah. Been on and off crook ever since we moved to Tassie. It's all fun and games. Anyway, that's the next step. I'll dry that now and we'll come back and have a look. Alright, hello. This has actually been sitting overnight at the moment and it's dried off quite nicely. It's always good to just let it sit for a bit and have a look later on. You can kind of let it dictate to you a bit better about what it needs. And not too much more. It's turned out a bit sunnier looking than I was hoping. And I think, you know, it was my own worst enemy by warming up this area too much. But that's okay. It's a lesson in going with your painting. Your original vision is fine. You kind of have to stick to it to an extent. However, with that being a bit too sunny, it's just not going to work with that grey day. Nice clouds and everything make it pretty cool. But it's going to kind of turn into a little bit more of a sunny day than I would have hoped, but that's okay. Some bits and pieces. So I'm going to put a figure in here, and I'm going to also have a bit of a grassed area that's in the back, and that's all that constitutes is a few little brush strokes like that. That's just going to give us an idea that there's some kind of path or something there. You know, splash a bit on it, let it bleed, whatever. It's fine. In fact, what you can do, just tissue some out, get it a bit more subtle. It's good. Could even do a bit like that. There you go. Now, some detail here. When I say detail, I'm just talking about little bits of calligraphy in the windmill. Best way to approach these sort of things is with dry brush and thicker paint. Now, you might think go with black paint or close to black, you know, really dark, but I am, to an extent, it's going to be sort of a dark grey. I'm just getting that lavender colour that I love so much and greying it down a bit just with some odd bods that are on my palette and end up with a bit of a dirty grey. Still pretty thick paint, there's not much water in it. Just want quick confident strokes. Don't get too bogged down in making them perfectly straight, all those sort of things. You know, there's about 100 different things on there, different slats and things that go on the windmill. And as it stands, we could only see about half and 3/4 of a couple of them, but not much. Yeah, it's done its thing. Now, also there's a little bit that comes up here. I'm just going to have a quick squeeze at the reference. It kind of comes up here, garbage trucks in the background, most likely. And that's all that is. There's a something like that going down there. That'll do. Yep. Right, that's kind of it for the windmill itself. I might put a tiny little highlight on it later on. Now, there's not much more to this that needs to be done. It's purely just whacking this little figure in, doing the gate, and a couple of shadows now that it's kind of asking for it a bit more. As I say, I've lost this sort of gloomy day effect, but I don't mind. It's fine. Still be a nice picture, I think. Just want to draw this, paint this figure in. I'm just using a little bit of opaque paint here just to get the height of the person. That looks about right. What we want to do then is come back in and just zap this gate in. So, bluer. There we go. Do for the figure. Now, some shadows. Contemplating the shadows here. I'm thinking that sun's coming from this direction. It's gonna cast something there. Yeah, rather. Mix something up. Sort of a dark grey. We want a fairly grey shadow here, I think. And predominantly cool, a cool grey. Purely so it works better over the top of that warmth underneath. Yeah, it's pretty blue. That's nice. That's pretty good. It's pretty blue, but that's alright. Okay, so we want them kind of soft, so not heaps of spray, just going to spray a little bit there, just wait for it to settle for a second. And as I say, I'm thinking coming here, and yeah, right. Just get into it, don't dilly-dally, quick confident marks. That's what you want. different in there. So you just want to keep assessing. Just want to take that out a bit. Okay, cool. I think that does it alright for the shadows, but so the only real other step we've got to do is a couple little highlights here and there. That's all. For this, I'm using titanium white watercolor. You all know my thoughts on using opaque paint for highlights and things. It's fine. Just do it sparingly. Do it smart. You'll get to know the better ways to do it. Just keep it subtle. So I just want to pick up on a couple of little highlights here and there. Not much. Throw in some smoke coming out of the chimney. Highlights on the figure. I think the important part with using white paint like this to get some highlights back is to try to make it look like you haven't really used it, if you can. That's the hard bit really, but I think to have it be a bit subtle is the key. It's a bit clean. It's a bit of a clean painting, which I don't normally get into. But so I've splattered some stuff, a little bit of excess stuff that'll just give it a bit of interest in the foreground. Excuse me. Sorry about this cold again. And the very last thing I've got to do is just put a couple of birds in, because there's a lot of ducks, a lot of everything around this place on that day. And a couple of power lines, because there are a couple of power lines going right across the scene. There's one. There you go. Let's have a look at that. There you go. It's fun. A couple of birds hanging around. Cool. But in conclusion from this, I think we can take away to keep your drawings tight-ish if you've got a subject that has some straight lines, all that kind of stuff. But paint freely, paint loosely, paint with confidence, nice single strokes where you can, and don't be afraid to just let rip. That's the biggest part. And with your power lines and little birds and stuff to an extent, gel pens are great. Have a crack at them. They're not cheating. You can call it mixed media, whatever you want, if you're going to be wanky about it, but who cares, as long as you're getting the result that you're after. Whatever tool makes your job easier is the most important part. So if you find something that makes your job easy, do it. Who cares? It's good. It's a good thing. But yeah, one thing I have forgotten, and I will just do something here. It's just a little bit of red. Don't know what it is. Could be something just behind the fence or the hedges there. But yeah, stands out. But thank you very much. Please check out my other videos. Subscribe to my channel if you like this. click on the little bell icon so you get notification when I've got a new video up, and like and subscribe and share. Put all this video on all the watercolor platforms. Go for it, please do, share away. Love your work and I appreciate you watching. Cheers, have a good day and I love you all. Bye bye.